Like any business, you must comply with local zoning, municipal codes, and deed restrictions, and have the authority to open a dealership in the location you are looking to lease or buy. Contact your city for a certificate of occupancy prior to getting your license. If you are informed that your proposed business location is in an unincorporated area, then you will need to contact the county to ask what occupancy or permit requirements are required for your proposed location. You're not allowed to locate your office structure within a residence, an apartment, hotel, motel, or rooming house. What if I have a separate entrance for my business, or I reside on a separate floor? Don't do it. That is still considered a residence. You may share a lot with other dealers, but you may not have more than 4 retail dealers located in the same business structure and only 8 wholesale dealers per structure. Wholesale and retail dealers may not share an office. If the building shares a roofline, it's considered a single structure. Now, if you own a dealership and another business and they're operating under the same name, for example, Joe's Enterprises, then the same phone number may be used. But if the business is operated under different names, for example, Joe's Used Cars and Joe's Antiques, then separate phone listings and separate signs are required. Regarding the sharing of space, you can share space with a non-dealer only if you own the property yourself, or if you have a separate lease in the name of the dealer business signed by you and the owner. The dealer has to have a separate business line, phone number, and office equipment, as we discussed earlier. So, could you open the dealership out of your uncle's bait and tackle shop? In theory, yes, you could, and many dealerships share space with other small businesses in Texas. However, you would still have to meet the requirements described earlier. Keep in mind, a retail dealer and lessor or lease facilitator may not operate out of the same business structure unless they share the same owner. If you do share space with another business, including another dealer, then your inventory must be separated and must also be separate from any parking areas. Think of this as the reasonable person test. If a reasonable person approached your premises, would he be able to clearly see what vehicles are for sale and by whom? A retail dealer must have a display area designated for the dealer's inventory. The display area must be located at the dealer's business address or contiguous with that address. Contiguous meaning connected with. Let's talk for just a second about a storage lot. A non-contiguous storage lot is permissible, but only if there's no public access and no sales activity occurs at the storage lot. You are permitted to have a sign stating the dealership name, the phone number, and the fact that it is a storage lot. Now, your display area has to be large enough for you to fit at least 5 vehicles of the type you're licensed to sell. These spaces have to be reserved just for your inventory. If you share space with another business, a public parking area, a driveway into the office, or another dealer's display area, you must separate your inventory with a physical barrier that cannot be easily moved. If someone from the state stops to visit, they will need to be able to easily identify all the vehicles you have for sale on your lot. If your lot is open after sundown, then it must be adequately illuminated. According to the administrative rules, a display area may not be on a public easement, right-of-way, or a driveway unless the governing body having any jurisdiction of that easement, right-of-way, or driveway expressly consents in writing to use it. Translation: don't park on the easement. If the easement, right-of-way, or driveway is part of the state highway system, use as a display area may only be authorized by a lease agreement. Translation: generally speaking, you can't park on the easement. You may also have your display area inside of a building.